Hello everybody, welcome along. My name is Benjamin Bloom. This is the Benjamin Bloom Football Channel. Please leave your bias at the door and join me in giving the warmest welcome possible to the Madhouse, to another new manager. Now, do I mean the Championship is the Madhouse or do I mean Watford? Well, frankly, both. We have seen many new managers in the Championship. We've seen many new managers at Watford. Now, normally I would be a little quicker on the draw on this, but it was a very busy weekend. And this new appointment at Watford happened literally 24 hours after the previous manager had indeed been let go. So wasn't quite ready for this one, or quick on the draw, let's just say. But we are welcoming Xisco Munoz as head coach of Watford. This is the Watford website. The 40-year-old Spaniard with an attacking philosophy to his coaching. Is that a dig at Vladimir Ivic, I wonder? Was most recently manager of Dinamo Tbilisi, where he guided the club to a second successive Georgian League title in 2020. They say most recently a manager, because he's only 40. I don't think he's been manager for a hell of a long time at all. In fact, very few games indeed. Munoz, who also boasts coaching experience at Spanish club Gymnastique and, excuse my pronunciation, Pobla Mafume, was part of the Valencia squad that achieved a remarkable UEFA Cup and La Liga double in 03-04, as well as the UEFA Super Cup. Well, that would be under Rafa. So a player who played under Rafa but has an attacking philosophy. The former winger's playing days included spells at Recreativo, Tenerife, Real Betis, Levante, Dinamo Tbilisi. He played and managed them. And Gymnastique. He also represented the Spanish national team at under 21 level. Munoz will be joined by Roberto Cuesta, Jorge Abella, and Antonella Brambilla, who was already at the club, will move into the first team role of goalkeeping coach. So, first of all, apologies for my pronunciation. Well, I do and I don't apologise. I often get people going, you just said his name wrong. Obviously, we try our best with pronunciations, but if you want to hold me to the standard of pronouncing every name right in every foreign tongue using their accent as I say it, ain't happening. So just go with it. Go with it. But that is the Watford selling of Xisco Munoz. Keen to point out that he's won a title in Georgia with Tbilisi, and that he's got an attacking philosophy. That was very high up the article there. I don't know whether the Pozzos, they must have knew what they were getting in Vladimir Ivic, who didn't have a very attacking style in his short tenure over at Watford, did he? Does seem to be the same profile though, doesn't it? Because Ivic was very successful in Greece and Israel. This is a manager who's seemingly, in his short career, successful in Georgia. So plucking a young foreign manager who's performed well in a league lower than the Championship, but does have some calibre in European football. It does feel very much like that's the criteria that the Pozzos go for. We're finding out a bit more about Ivic's departure because it's been a bit odd the past couple of days. We knew something had blown up. As I said, it wasn't right, was it? Right back from that Rotherham game and that press conference I saw there where, no, all was not well at all. This had been brooding, and we're now getting lots of rumours about Captain Troy Deeney and a falling out, and everyone's jumped to the conclusion that Deeney's the real power broker at Watford and he runs the dressing room, ergo he runs the club. Ivic took on Deeney and came a cropper. Well, the rebuttals to that are coming. We haven't had one from Ivic confirming, but this is Scott Duxbury, chairman and CEO, who has glorious eyebrows, doesn't he there? Nobody at this club is in any doubt over Troy Deeney's high level of professionalism in his work. Troy is quick to hold his hands up when his conduct has fallen short of the required standard, but we're satisfied this was not the case. There will be no hangover from this. We must move on, and Troy as club captain will play a major role in achieving our aims this season. Obviously, it's very, very good to have a powerful captain and a conduit between manager and players and first team and dressing room, isn't it? But we have seen a few. I mean, at my own club, Ipswich, when Mick McCarthy left, there was a powerful captain, Luke Chambers, and an ally, Cole Skews, and new manager Paul Hurst came in. And there's some idea that if you don't get these guys on side, you won't win over the dressing room. They have a lot of influence. Whether that's true or not, I mean, it might just be us fans speculating. But we did hear from the horse's mouth this morning, indeed. This is Troy Deeney himself on TalkSport. I mean, go ahead. That's on the TalkSport website there. I think, is it Max Rushton who he's with? Forgive me. And Deeney is quite open about this. And he's either, I mean, if we take him at face value, Deeney, what he said was he was having a massage on Thursday. He was called to talk to the manager. I think he already knew he was dropped. So he was not in game preparation mode. He didn't go immediately to see the manager. This is his telling of this tale. And then they literally didn't speak for the rest of on the bus, prior to the game, during the game, not asked to warm up, not brought on, essentially rested and just there as an emergency in case they had an injury and needed to use him. Obviously, they were 2-0 down at Huddersfield and he's been scoring, Dean, okay, a few from the spot as well. So, if we take Troy Deeney at face value, then there seems to have been rather a breakdown in communication there, and the flow of information through the manager, through the captain, has just stopped and broken down. And read into that what you will. There were talks coming of a breach of discipline. Deeney claims he knows nothing about this. So if we take Troy Deeney at face value, and he's either telling the truth or he's a very convincing non-truther, let's just say, because he seemed to have a straight story on that. I don't know. I wasn't there, but something's not right here, is it? Whether Ivic is just fed up of the whole thing and he's lost it and he's gone down in flames here, or whether Deeney has had a hand in that, we'll never know, will we? We will never know. I mean, the truth is, Deeney's still there and Ivic isn't. So I guess it's a case of move on. But for those people who like to speculate and indulge in some conspiracy theories, there you go. We've heard from Deeney. Maybe we'll hear from Ivic. Maybe we won't. Who knows? What we do know is that Watford have had loads and loads of managers. So, I mean, this is the thing under the Pozzos. I don't know where their tenure actually starts. Is it back there as far as Zola, Sanino, Junient, McKinley, Jokanovic? Of course, they get promoted there. You can see runner-up in the 14-15 League Championship. So it does work. Sanchez Flores, Matsare, Silva, Grazia, Sanchez Flores returns. Mullins as caretaker, Pearson, then Mullins as caretaker. Ivic as well. I suppose the only worry is those tenures, 12 games, Flores the second time. There's a 4 games, 2 games, 11 games. Very, very quick turnover there. But, I mean, look, if it's not working, get it done. And they're very clear that they're happy to have a high turnover of managers. And when it's 60 games, 70 games, okay, fine. That's 2 years, isn't it? What have you. But I don't know. Read into it what you will, how quickly the managers get turned over there. Who's your favourite Dinamo Tbilisi player then? Obviously, I'll hold my hands up. I know absolutely nothing about this guy, Munoz, and about Dinamo Tbilisi. But a little quick 2.5 minutes on SofaScore tells us that they are the Belgian league leaders and champions, I think, there. 40 points from an 18-game league there. Meets my 2 points per game standard comfortably. That is certainly translatable, unless you're doing a 2 points for a win league still, which some people do. So there is your Dinamo Tbilisi team, and that's as good as I can give you. He plays a 4-2-3-1. That's all I can tell you. and I'm not obviously familiar with any of those players. What Ivic was doing at Watford was often a 3 at the back. We had a 4-4-2 as well. I'm sure if you're a Watford fan, you'd want this. If we know he's allegedly, according to the Watford website, got an attacking philosophy, he plays a 4-2-3-1. I mean, look, the system doesn't matter. You can have an attacking 3-5-2 or you can have a defensive 4-5-1. You can have whatever. You can play 3 up front, allegedly, and it be defensive if they all come back and cover their opponents. It's all in the philosophy. There are some really good players at Watford. Off the top of my head, you could do a 4-2-3-1 with Foster in goal and Gakia and Firmino or Sema, whichever way round, as a fullback. You could have Ekong and Cathcart or Wilmot as your central defensive pair. Then you could have a double pivot with Kapue, Chalobah, Hughes, whoever. I mean, Hughes could play number 10. And then off the front, you can have Sarr to the right, maybe Hughes at number 10, Keener or João Pedro. And then you can play Deeney or Gray up top. There's some really, really good players there. We know that. We know that they're a year one parachute team. We know that a load of these players have played up in the Premier League. But it's about implementing the philosophy as quickly as he can. And the first game is against league leaders Norwich on Boxing Day. So I've joked about the parachute cartel for ages, but there is some truth in it. Norwich top, 5 points clear, Bournemouth in second, and the other year one parachute team is Watford, who are just there in third. So a baptism of fire, to use a well-worn cliche. And shall we trot out another well-worn cliche of the new manager bounce? If you believe in such myths like the new manager bounce or the manager of the month curse, well, you'll be expecting Watford to go and beat Norwich, the league leaders. But hey, maybe we'll leave the myths and the curses and the bounces away from our analysis and say it's a very, very difficult first game. However, there are occasions where a manager has, say, lost the dressing room, to use another cliche, or his players are unconvinced by his methods, and all of a sudden someone new comes in and they simplify things, and they're not all of a sudden talking about defensive strategies and creating space but leaving a solid mid-low block, but they're encouraging you to go out and play. And sometimes you do get that, we love this all of a sudden, and a certain freedom ensues, and you do get a run of results. So we'll see. There was the table. Watford are in 5th place. They're only 4 points off Bournemouth. And for God's sake, it's the Championship. It's 26 games to go. 3-game weeks galore. It only takes a quick run of 3 wins, a draw and a defeat across 5 games. And those 10 points then catapult you up the table, depending on what those above you are doing. So, good luck to Xisco Munoz. I know very, very little about him, but hey, that's par for the course now doing this. When we do the manager, okay, you get your Houghton and your Pulis, but you do get your Struber and your Paunovic and your Ivic, where it's just like, okay, I'll do the research, but frankly, the proof will be in the pudding, won't it? So can he take a Watford squad that is really good? Can he get through January without having to maybe sell a Sarr or a Kapue for a ton of money? Maybe that might help. Who knows? Can he form a relationship with Troy Deeney, this powerful figure and captain at the club? And can he implement what we're being promised is an attacking style of football? But hey, all clubs promise beautiful football when they hire a manager, don't they? And get these guys playing to a point where the expectation is they will be alongside Bournemouth and Norwich in this season, where it does seem like the 3 relegated year one parachute teams are very, very powerful, aren't they? That's the expectation. 5th place, defensive football, not competing with them, and fallouts was not the expectation. So Ivic has gone, and that is what Munoz is expected to do. And if he doesn't do it, don't be surprised if I'm sat here either they're off automatic promotion and they bring someone else in to do the playoffs, or God forbid they're outside the playoffs, you're definitely going to see me sat here again talking about another new Watford manager very, very soon. Needs to get them promoted, doesn't he? That's the expectations. This is the Pozzos. That's Watford. Let me know what you think in the comments. Firstly and primarily about Munoz and how you would take this squad and form an attacking side. What is the expectation? Do you agree? Has to be promotion, really, doesn't it? That's the deal for a year one parachute team that's competent and not in a state of chaos. I don't know. Does a state of chaos ensue now? You can talk to me in the comments if you want a bit about Ivic and a bit about Deeney. Let's try and avoid the conspiracy theories. I've put a couple of them out there, but I will be the first to say, I don't know, I'm not there, and sometimes it's very easy to throw about narratives, etc., etc. And also, let's try and avoid it's madness. It's utter madness. It is what it is. It's not unexpected at Watford. They move managers quickly. And for those of us who've been watching closely, it's not unexpected that this change has happened. All was not well. So I think our analysis can go past, oh, it's mad. Manager gets fired. Reflexive sympathy comes out for manager. Owner's bad. Manager's good. Hero, villain. I think we can get past that narrative and try and look at what's actually happened at Watford and what's going to happen going forward. There you go. Another new manager in. Another new manager at Watford. Get your comments in on all of that good stuff. You can get involved a bit further in the content by subscribing on patreon.com/Benjamin Bloom. Lots of good stuff over there. I'll probably do a Patreon exclusive vlog at some point today, indeed. So please, you can subscribe there. You can subscribe here. Just hit the button, ring the bell for notifications, comment, like, etc. And you know the deal. And I'm about to say it all in the advert in just a second that's going to roll. So if you want to know more, watch that. With that being said, good luck to Mr. Munoz at Watford. And it's over and out from me. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button to see more videos from this channel. Hit the subscribe button and to be notified every time we upload. Ring the bell for those notifications to come through on your device. If you really want to support the channel and me as a content creator, I will be eternally grateful if you head over to the merch store and grab something, or support over on Patreon, patreon.com/Benjamin Bloom. Thank you for your time. Go and watch another video.